Hello everyone, this is Teacher Chan, your math companion for today. For today's video, we're going to discuss about least common multiple, or it is commonly known as LCM. So make sure that you watch already the video that I have made about multiples and factors before you continue watching this video. But before we proceed to our topic about LCM, let us first answer the task that was given in the previous video. So to read the problem for you, I have here, Ruby has 3 ribbons with 50 meters, 75 meters, and 100 meters long. She wants to cut them into pieces of equal length. What is the longest length that she could cut the ribbons? And we answered this problem already in the last video, and the answer was 25 meter long. And your assignment to me was, how many pieces will she have in all? Now what this problem means? This problem is trying to ask us if how many 25 meter cuts do we get from 50, 75, and 100 meters. Now first, we list down all these numbers. We have here 50 meters. We also have here 75 meters. And the last is 100 meters. Now to find out how many 25 meter cuts do we get from these ribbons, we need to divide all of this by 25 and then add all their quotients. Are you ready? Let's start. First, what is 50 divided by 25, or how many 25 meter cuts do we get from 50? Perfect. There are 2. Plus, next is, how many 25 meter cuts do we get from 75? How many 25s are there in 75s? Let's keep count. 25, 50, 75. There are 3. Plus, how about 100? How many 25 meter cuts do we get from 100? Let's keep count again by 25. 25, 50, 75, 100. There are 4 25s. So we say that there are 4 25 meter cuts we get from 100. To add all these quotients here, we have 2 plus 3 plus 4. Now how many pieces of 25 meter cuts? Perfect. There are 2 plus 3, 5 plus 4 are, the answer is 9 pieces. So the answer of this question or problem is 9 pieces. So for those who answered correctly, congratulations. Okay. May I do the special mention to all the active viewers of my video. We have Iñaki, Ian Rich, and the rest. Okay. So thank you so much for actively participating in our task and dropping all your answers in the comment section below. Thank you so much. To continue with our lesson about LCM, let me first give you the definition of least common multiple. Now what do we mean when we say LCM, or least common multiple? When we say LCM, it is the smallest number taken from the common multiples of 2 or more numbers. Now to get the LCM of 2 or more numbers, we use different methods. We use intersection methods, prime factorization, listing method, continuous division, and others. Now for today's video, we will only use 2 methods. First is the listing method, and the second is the division or the continuous division process. Now for you to understand more on how to get the LCM using these 2 methods, let me give you some examples. I have here 8 and 24. Now help me to list down all the multiples of 8. Are you ready? Alright. 8. Let's begin by itself. 8. Next is, correct, it is 16. We also have 24. Continue. We also have 32. After that, very good, it's 40. Continue, 48. Now we only have to 2, 4, 6, get the first 6 multiples of 8. Now the first multiple of 24 is 24. After 24, actually, when you list down all the multiples, you just have to use the repeated addition. So you just have to add 24 plus 24, that will give you 48. 48 plus 24, alright, that will give you 72. Now we will stop here in 72 because we already see some common multiples of 8 and 24. So before we get the LCM or the least common multiple of these two numbers, let us first list down all the common. What are the multiples that are common to the two numbers? Alright? Now what are the common multiples? Help me to encircle all the common multiples of 8 and 24. First we have here, yes, the 24. What else? Very good, 48. Do you see some more common multiples of 8 and 24? No more. So we say that the common multiples of 8 and 24 in our list here are 24 and 48. But what we are trying to get from these multiples is the LCM. Now what do you think is the LCM or the least, the smallest common multiple of 8 and 24? Perfect, it's 24. So, we will say now that the least common multiple of 8 and 24 is 24. Now the next question is, how does it work on continuous division? Using the same numbers, let me show you how to get the LCM using the continuous division. I have here the same numbers, 8 and 24. Now, to continue with our continuous division, we have to use the divisibility rules on this part. Now, what do you think is the number or what do you think are the common divisors of 8 and 24? Let's begin with divisibility rule number 2. Are these two numbers even? Correct. So we say that these two numbers are divisible by 2. Let's divide. 8 divided by 2. Perfect. 4. How about 24 divided by 2? Or what is half of 24? Yes, definitely it is 12. Looking at these two numbers below, 4 and 12, can we still divide those two numbers by any common divisor? Absolutely. Because as you can see, the two numbers are still even and can be divided by 2 exactly. Now let's continue dividing these two numbers by 2. What is 4 divided by 2? Amazing. 2. How about 12 divided by 2? Perfect. It is? Yes, it's 6. Do you think these two numbers can still be divided by any common divisor? Yes, because still the two are even numbers. Let's continue dividing these two by 2. What is 2 divided by 2? Perfect. It is 1. How about 6 divided by 2? Awesome. It is 3. Now how about this 1 and 3? Can we still divide these two numbers, the 1 and 3, by any common divisors? Except 1, because we do not use 1 here as our common divisor. Yes, we can no longer divide these two numbers by any other divisor except 1. Now we encircle all the divisors, this 1, the other 2, and the third 2. And here in LCM, we include the final numbers or the final quotients. Now, what we're going to do with these encircled numbers? We multiply them to get the LCM. Are you ready to get the product of those numbers? Yes, let's begin. I have here LCM is equal to, the first is 2 times 2 times 2 times 1 and times 3. So we will now begin multiplying all these numbers. What is 2 times 2 times 2? Let's do it step by step. What is 2 times 2? Yes, it is 4. 4 times 2, this one, that will give us 8, right? Now what is 1 times 8? 3. What is 1 times 3? Yes, it is 3. Therefore, we say that the LCM, or the least common multiple of 8 and 24 is, what is 8 times 3 again? Perfect, it is 24. Now, let's go back to our first method here. Let's see if we get the same LCM. Yes. So regardless of the method that we use, we still came up with the same answer. It is still 24. Now, it's up to you which of the two methods you're going to use. If you are comfortable using this listing method, go use it. But if you are more comfortable using this continuous division, then you may also use the continuous division. Now, for you to understand more about LCM, I will give you more examples. Are you ready? Now, for the next example, I'm going to give you 3 numbers and we're going to find the least common multiple of these numbers. So I have here 4, 9, and 10. Are you ready? Alright, so let's begin listing down all the multiples of each of the number. So the multiples of 4 are 4, 8, what else? 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, and 40. How about the first 10 multiples of 9? Let's begin. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, and 90. Now, if you are well versed in multiplication table, then this listing method will be easier for you. Next is 10, the easiest number among the 3 numbers. So, the first 10 multiples are perfect. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Now, we already listed the first 10 multiple of each of the numbers, and we did not see any common multiples of the 3. Right? So it will take us time to continue listing all its multiples, especially this 4. And so in this case, I suggest you to use continuous division. Are you ready? Let's begin. 4, 9, and 10. Now I want you to think of the number or a common divisor of these 3 numbers, or at least 2 numbers. Alright, can we divide this 4 and 9, can we divide 4, 9, and 10 by 2? We cannot divide 9 by 2 because 9 is odd number. But we can divide 4 and 10 by 2. So we will use 2 as our divisor. We just have to bring down 9 here because we cannot divide, or we cannot exactly divide 9 by 2. What is 4 divided by 2 then? Correct, it is 2. What is 10 divided by 2? Perfect, there are 5 2's. Now looking on these 3 numbers here below, do you think this number can still be divided by any divisor? Yes, we can no longer divide these numbers by any divisor, so we will stop our continuous division or our division. Let's encircle all of these numbers. In order for us to get the LCM, we just have to multiply all of these 4 numbers. Now let's begin. What is 2 times 2 times 9 times 5? Now I suggest you to multiply by pair to make your computation fast and easy. What is 2 times 2? Correct, it's 4. How about 9 times 5? Amazing, it is 45. Now what is 45 times 4? Alright, let's do the vertical multiplication. 45 times 4. 4 times 5? Correct, it's 20 carry. 2, what is 4 times 4? Awesome, it's 16 plus the carried number 2, 18. So we say that the LCM of 4, 9, and 10 is 112. 180. So in this case, continuous division is very useful, especially if you are dealing 3 or more numbers or big numbers. Okay? So I suggest you to use continuous division. So since I already gave the examples for you, it's time for us to continue or deepen our understanding about LCM. Now it's time for us to proceed to the math chat part. And I have here a word problem for you. Ken find out that he could have his cards in piles of 6, 8s, 4s with nothing left over. What is the least number of cards that Ken must have to satisfy the condition? To answer this problem, we need to get the LCM of the following numbers: 6, 8, and 4. And what do you think is the best method to use in this kind of problem? It's up to you. If you prefer to use listing method, then you use listing method or continuous division if you like continuous division. But in this case, I will be using continuous division. I have here 6, 8, and 4. Now we have to think of the number that can exactly divide these 2 or 3 numbers here on the line. What do you think? Yes, all of them are even, so either must be divisible by 2. What is 6 divided by 2? Amazing, 3. How about 8 divided by 2? Perfect, 4. How about 4 divided by 2? Yes, 2. Can we still divide these 3 numbers, or can we still divide 2 or 3 of these numbers exactly by any divisor? Yes, because as you can see here, these 2 numbers, the 4 and 2 are even and they can be divided by 2. So what is, you just bring down, divided by 2, you just bring down 3, because 3 cannot be exactly divided by 2. So what is 4 divided by 2? Yes, it's 2. What is 2 divided by 2? Perfect, 1. So we are going to encircle all of these numbers, including the divisors. So if we're going to multiply or get the product of all of these numbers here, encircled numbers, what do you think is the answer? What do you think is the LCM? Let's begin. 2 times 2, that's 4. 3 times 2, that's 6. Okay, we do not include 1 because if we're going to multiply 1 to any number, it will just give us itself, right? Alright. So 4 times 6 is, what is 4 times 6? Perfect, 24. Now to answer the problem here, the question is what is the least number of cards that Ken must have to satisfy the condition? The answer is 24. What? 24 cards. Next problem. Now help me to answer the second problem. Battery and Lolita help in cleaning the yard. Battery cleans every 3 days, while Lolita helps every 4 days. The question is, after how many days will they clean the yard together? To answer this problem, we need to get first the LCM of 3 and 4. Alright? So using the continuous division, I have here 3 and 4. Can you think of their common divisor? Except 1? Yes, we cannot think of any common divisor of these 2 numbers except 1. So we say that the LCM of 3 and 4 is, you just have to multiply the 2 right away. But it's 3 times 4. Yes, it is 12. So the answer is, after 12 days. So the answer to the problem is, they will clean the yard together after 12 days. So that ends our lesson for today about least common multiple. But before I will end this video, let me first give you this test. So please answer or drop your answers on the comment section. Okay? So in relation to the problem number 2, the question is, on what day will they both clean together if the last time they cleaned together was on Monday? So thank you so much for finishing this entire video. I hope that you learned so much things about LCM or least common multiple. This has been Teacher Chan, your math companion for today.